So you're thinking about moving to EaDo or East Downtown. In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of East Downtown, which is close to the downtown center of Houston. We'll share with you various ideas of things to think about, and definitely stay to the very end. We'll share with you the best kept secret of Houston that you don't want to miss. So we're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to our channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living life in Houston, Texas, the good and the bad, the yin and the yang, the pros and cons, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Houston, Texas. My name is Joseph Diasana, and welcome to our channel, Living Life in Houston, Texas. My partner, Carrie Josephson, and our team of realtors get calls every day from people just like you, and you, looking for help on living life in Houston, Texas. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 10 days or 100 days, give us a call, shoot us an email, send us a text, and all the information is in the description so we can help you make your move smooth to Houston, Texas. The first thing I want to address is there are several names for East Downtown, but it's different sections of east of downtown. So if you remember, we talked about earlier that we are kind of in a radial location as we travel through Houston. For example, the target of a bullseye with multiple rings, the target's downtown. The first ring is 610 or the Loop. Then you have the Beltway or 8. Then you have Highway 6 or 1960. And then the final ring of that circle is 99 and Grand Parkway. Always has two names. It is what it is. And depending upon where you are in Houston and which direction you're going, that's how you tell people where you are. Definite pros for it is that we are super close to downtown. Most homes that are there are usually multiple stories, 3 or 4 stories, and you can have a view of downtown, which is super nice. Obviously, the con is the noise levels are kind of up there because you have a lot of people that are coming into downtown. So you just got to keep that in mind when you're living in the area. There's a lot of noise, there's high density, and it can be, a little bit busy. Of course, for me, I grew up in the city, growing up in Newark, New Jersey. There was a lot of sounds and noise, and so that's what I was used to. One of the pros is there's a vibrant arts and culture scene. So art scene is world renowned outside of New York City. We have a thriving opera. We have a thriving symphony. We have a thriving theater, and we have several different types of theater that are here is in addition to local art and modern and contemporary and traditional art. So there's a lot of things to see. One of the cons with East Downtown is limited parking. There used to be a lot of warehouses and the streets are pretty wide, but because of the high volume of people that go into downtown, it can be a little bit challenging. So it is what it is. Also, if you hit downtown proper, then you'll have to follow the direction of the street, which could be a little bit challenging. There's a lot of one-way streets, so keep aware of that. Another pro is your diverse dining options. I said earlier, there's almost 1,800 restaurants in Houston. A good majority are in what we call the Loops. It contains the majority of the up-and-coming restaurants. A lot of the James Beard Award, which is really important, or Michelin rated. There are a lot of restaurants that do not want to pay for the notoriety of being on that, and they don't need to, because usually the Michelin rating is for restaurants that they want to use that as their marketing draw. In Houston, there's restaurants that are unbelievably busy because they're super good. A variety of restaurants you can go to, almost every palate in every culture we have here. So it'll be really, really, really good. It's a higher cost of living because about 1/4 of all jobs are within a rectangle from downtown to the energy corridor. And so obviously you want to be closer to your work. So your commute times are shorter, which means there's a more competition in terms of buying in close to work. Cost of living, primarily with your mortgage and the price of the house, is a little bit higher. Another pro is walkability. We have hike and bike trails that go throughout a restaurant or a bar almost on every every street block. So you can go, I don't want to cook today. So you have the choice of 2 to 3 to 4 restaurants within a walking distance of it. And a lot of the restaurants are rated. There are 4 different magazines that are really important, right? So there's Culture Map, there's Paper City, there is the Houstonia, EaDo.com, which is more of an international website. You can get a lot of information on what's upcoming. And so definitely sign up for all of those different websites to get the latest and greatest of what's going on. Another con is the traffic congestion. Work centers is downtown. A lot of corporate companies, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 are down here. On the weekends, it's super dead, but during the week, almost every part of Houston comes into downtown. The traffic can be a little bit busy. A pro is we have a good public transportation access. There's a variety of different ways. Obviously, you've got buses. We do have a rail line, which center of it comes into the downtown area, just within a certain span inside the loop. Then, of course, we've got Uber, Lyft, and then the newest one is Alto, which I really appreciate because other drivers are employees and they have one type of car, not multiple cars. A con with living in East Downtown is the limited green spaces. You know, they try to soften the urban jungle, which is kind of cool if you take a look at it. A lot of local artists paint these huge murals on the sides of buildings, but there is a driving tour of these different places. You may want to go ahead and sign up. One other pro is there is an active nightlife, especially one place called Warehouse Live. And for those of you who love Adele, I had a friend before Adele was Adele. He saw her sing at Warehouse Live when I think it was her album 19 or 18 or something like that. Now Adele's like super famous. So lots of bars, fun places to go hang out and do things. They have an indoor kind of a mini kickball area, which is really fun. I've done that before. Throwing axes, bowling. Oh, they have dueling pianos if you want to do that. Super fun time. East River, which is a development off of Clinton Drive. They took down the old Halliburton building, and that's where they have, forgot the name of it, but it is a mini golf course. I haven't been there yet. I'm super excited to go at some point in time. The con is potential flooding. Houston has one of the highest rainfall in the country. And some lists, Houston and New Orleans inch out 1 and 2 spots. I always thought Seattle was up there, or we were more than Seattle, but it's not true. It's Houston. In this particular area of downtown, all of the water comes through 4 to 5 different major bayous that collect all the water and then take it out to the bay and then to the ocean. So there's some opportunity or options for potential flooding, so you can be careful. Another pro is there's tons of community events. For example, off of Navigation, where we have the original Ninfas and the original El Tiempo. You've got Esplanade, where on the weekends they have a fair or festival, and you can see local artisans and buy stuff, try food. Once a month, there's a gathering at night where you take your bike, and there's like, I don't know, 500 bikers that ride around the city and stuff like that. So Google night bike ride and check all of that stuff out. We have an international festival. We have an arts festival. So a lot of different things you can celebrate as well. One of the cons is this is an older infrastructure. Several homes that are much older, all the way down to the 1930s. But there's also a lot of tons of new developments that are popping up because there's a value to proximity. You're close to the medical center, which is about 10-15 minutes away. You have downtown, obviously. You have easy access to freeways to get you to Hobby Airport, which is 18 minutes away, or a George Bush Intercontinental, which is 26 minutes away. For those of you who travel for work a lot, it's a great spot where you kind of have more of a temporary mindset or a temporary lifestyle as well. And one of the cons is there's construction all the time. It seems like either they're building some new high rises or they're trying to revamp some of the older infrastructure, mainly the freeways and things like that. One other pro is sports venues. For those of you who are super sports, we used to have 5 or 6 venues from all the way from the pro level as well as the amateur. So you've got the stadium for soccer. We have the Minute Maid Park, which is for baseball, obviously. Toyota Stadium for basketball. Football is about 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away at Reliant Stadium. Cricket is way to the west, so it's kind of cool to have all these different types of sports venue. And of course, Simone Biles, Olympic champion. She lives in Cypress, Texas. So Texas is very, very big on gymnastics. One of my friends, their son is 13 or 14, and he is rated number 1, number 2 in men's gymnastics. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if he'll be at the right age to go to LA, but that'll be super fun. Con is safety concerns. Safety concerns always when you have a large number of people. Just be careful, be super smart. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey, which was, we had race riots in the 60s and it was tore up. And the school I went to, St. Benedict's Prep, Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard in New Jersey, went by the projects. It is not like that, but you've got to be super smart and super wise about being safe. Definitely do not leave anything on your car because they will break the windows. My attitude is just don't lock it. Don't leave valuables in there. Don't lock it so they don't break the windows. You can open up and steal whatever and find out there's nothing there. So final pro is there is a lot of historic charm. Portion of it is in the 5th ward. So downtown is 001, 77001. And then the wards are circumspect downtown. 1st ward, 2nd ward, 3rd ward, and 4th ward, and 5th ward. 5th ward is in EaDo or East Downtown. Just a lot of historical significance and different places that have some incredible background history way back in the day. A con definitely is large grocery stores. You have to drive quite a bit, a distance. It may not seem like a lot, less than 3 or 4 miles, but because you're in EaDo, get on the freeway and just to go do your grocery shopping. There is Phoenicia, which is a restaurant grocery store in downtown. But then again, you get into limited parking, maybe having to pay for the parking meter or something like that. Definitely be careful of when you go, because if they're a game, you used to pay for like $3 for parking. It is now $25 or $40. So I said earlier, the best kept secret about EaDo, definitely check out East River, the new development there. Just started. They finished the luxury apartment, but they do have retail, and at the top is supposed to be this bar restaurant with an unobstructed view downtown. One of my clients, friends, is going to do an opening. The other place that you should go is called The Post. It's called The Post because it used to be the post office. So all the mail used to come through there. Obviously, people are not mailing as much. So it got converted into a high-end food court, a theater. Monthly, there is the car show. Coffee and Cars meet there, and there's like 1,000 people that come at 8 o'clock in the morning. Super fun. There are different art venues that are there, and the rooftop deck. Definitely go to the rooftop garden of The Post to check out the unobstructed view of downtown. So anyways, those are the pros and cons of East Downtown. Until next time, have a good day, sunshine, and we'll see you around the Bayou City.